A young girl who scored 100% in her 12th physics and chemistry state board exams dies by suicide because of the injustice of the NEET system she fought to expose. S. Anita was born in March 2000 into a poor Dalit family in rural Tamil Nadu. Her father was a daily wage worker who broke his back to fund her dream of becoming a doctor. But back in 2017, NEET didn't consider board exam results and it was purely based on entrance exam scores. So Anita missed the cutoff by a margin and couldn't qualify to become a doctor. The AIDMK government then appealed to reserve 85% of medical seats for Tamil Nadu State Board students, but the Madras High Court dismissed this appeal. After that, the government asked for a one-year exemption for State Board students from the NEET exam. This matter went straight to the Supreme Court. It was opposed by a petition from CBSE students represented by advocate Nalini Chidambaram. Anita herself appeared before the Supreme Court and she explained that the NEET system is biased against students from poor and rural backgrounds. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the CBSE students. 9 days after this verdict, Anita took her life. This led to massive anti-NEET protests in Tamil Nadu. This news got coverage only within Tamil Nadu and some national Dalit rights groups. And if our media were not the rotting piece of spineless shit that they are, the voice of the Tamil people could have been amplified and people could have seen the unfair, inaccessible, cracked foundation of NEET. How impoverished medical aspirants, even before entering the halls, are choked for simply wanting to follow their dreams. Since Sonam Wangchuk sir ended his hunger strike, students protesting at Jantar Mantar continue demanding the resignation of the education minister. This protest is very important, and holding Dharmendra Pradhan accountable for leak and the lives lost is a matter of human rights. But we also need to accept the deeper rot. We are begging for fairness and accountability from an exam system which already has the blood of Avarna and impoverished students on its hands. Demanding resignation is just the first, most important step in the need for a complete education reform. The struggle of minorities is usually the first indication of our inevitable doom. So listen to them. Listen to the southern and northeastern states. Listen to Manipuris. Listen to Muslims when they talk about police brutality. Listen to Kashmiris. Listen to Dalit, Bahujan, Adivasi people. Listen to women and children. Listen to the poor, to the disabled people, to LGBT.